You got your little neck torches out and you know what time that is. It's knitting time. Now you've gone around and you've visited at least 5 yarn shops and you've gotten that perfect blend of yak, alpaca, hyena blend. It's the most rarest one and it feels gorgeous to touch. You are ready now, you've got the right colors and it's time to sit down and start knitting. You've picked the right needle, you know, the right length, it's very important. And from there, you're just knitting away and you're in your happy place. Now about halfway through, you put it down. You go, maybe I'll just start a new project. You know deep down, you're never ever gonna go back and finish that off. You've got about 20 half projects, but you accept that's the life of a knitter. Now look, you're getting really excited. It's sock of the month time and look, it's got some new triangle design. You're gonna learn a new knit. Oh my goodness, you are damn pumped. But I need you to calm that enthusiasm down because I've got something that's even more exciting for you. I've got the board game Knitting Circle. Now this is gonna be the spiritual successor to the board game Calico, and this is gonna be a very cozy, lightweight, spatial tile layer. It's brilliant, and if you love cats, that's an even better bonus. Welcome to Knitting Circle, where we're going to be moving our cats around this bowl of yarn, collecting different yarn and trying to knit a whole bunch of various garments. Now we're going to have long johns, scarves, sweaters, beanies, socks and mittens. So let's get into a round of Knitting Circle. The first thing I'm thinking about when I'm trying to knit my garments are what buttons I'm trying to complete here. You're going to have color buttons, you're going to have different style buttons, and you're going to have different garment buttons. Now, the styles are going to be stripes, color blocks, symmetrical, or solid. They're the only 4 types of knitting styles that we're allowed to do, and that's fine. That's what we're going to focus on. So I'm thinking I've got a plan in my head, so let's get started. On your turn, you'll move your cat 1 to 2 spaces around the rondelle, skipping over any other cats. Then from there, choose one of the 2 options available to you, and I'm going to take this one for now. You will have 4 spots to be able to go around, so we're going to be doing this 4 times each, so let's just fast forward until we've got 4 lots of yarn. Now one thing you're going to notice here, there's actually a difference between the knitted side and the purl side. The purl side is the back of the garment as you're knitting. So it's very important to know when you're picking these, you can't swap the sides here. You're either picking for the knitted side or you're picking for the purl side. But anything in your little bowl here, you can flip over to either side. Now this is going to be very important because as we knit our scarf here, we need to go knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Now let's break down what are we looking here at the scarf. So as we just mentioned, we're going to be going down doing knit, purl, but certain spots are going to give us bonuses. This is going to give us spare tiles out of the bag once we grab that. But also, if we complete the garment, we also get an endgame scoring bonus here. Some of them are going to have instant bonuses, some of them will be endgame scoring. The last thing to note here is we have a minimum length of that garment. In this one, for the scarf, we can go 4 down, we'll get 3 points, but we've completed the scarf. But if we want, we can go all the way down the bottom and get 6 points instead. Okay, so let's now go knitting our scarf, and let's start with, I reckon, I've got an idea here. Let's go for a symmetrical pattern here. So let's go with, oh, I could also do color block as well, couldn't I? Let's go color block. Let's do that. So color block's going to have at least chunks of 2. And remember, I can go knit or purl if it's in my box here, in my little bowl. So actually, let's go this one. We'll go knit, and this one will go purl. There we go. I've got color block. Great. I've finished my scarf. That's as much as I'm going to do. But how do we get more garments? Well, you can give up any one of your tiles here to be able to get the same color garment. So let's give up this purple one here to get some socks. Now you're going to choose 2 of them, look at them, choose which one you want to keep, and then put the other one back down the bottom there. So I have 2 knitting needles, which means I can have 2 garments going at any one time. But I've finished this scarf now. That's as much as I want to do. Let's take the needles off. That's called casting off. Now from here, let's score my buttons. I've got green and pink, so I'm going to get this button. Brilliant. I've got color block, so let's go with this one. Done. And we also did a scarf there. So I actually got 3 buttons, which are going to be 2, 4, 6 points, plus also the 3 points for completing that. And the last thing I didn't grab was there was also a tile underneath here. I would have got a bonus tile, so let me grab that. And there we go. So now I've got that in my bowl, plus also I've got one left over. I'm going to put that in here. You can always carry 2 bits of yarn over to the next round. Now that's pretty much everything you need to know to play the game, except also we've got some bonuses here. So these are going to be objectives that we're trying to race for. The first person is going to get a grabby paw if they achieve it, but everyone else will still get the points. We've got 4 different objectives that we're fighting for. And then finally, the grabby paws. The grabby paws are the best thing about this game. These are little cat paws, and they mean you can go into this bag and you can actually pick which color you want. Let's say I want a purple there. Great. I've grabbed it and I give up my grabby paw, and that's how that works. That's all you need to know. Let's get into my thoughts on the game. Knitting Circle is that perfect cross-hobby game. If you're into quilting, sewing, knitting, it doesn't really matter. You're going to feel comfortable as soon as you see the design here. And when you play it, that theme, it's going to resonate with you. And for a lot of people, that's all you need is something that's going to appeal to you. So there's going to be a wider audience that are going to want to play this than pretty much 99% of the other games in my collection. I love the fact that it's going to be appealing to that right audience, but the other people it's going to appeal to is people who just love those puzzly games, those spatial tile layers, those puzzles, that intricate trying to work out where your next step or two is. That's you. You love that challenge. And this challenge is going to be perfect for you, but it's not going to be overwhelming. Now, lovers of Calico and lovers of the Flatout game cozy series that they've got, which also includes Cascadia, Verdant, you're going to feel comfortable straight away. But the thing is, this is more introductory. This is easier. It almost ramps up. And I love that as a way forward, because for Calico, it was cognitively taxing. It was brain burning. My mind melted when I played it. This is going to be shorter length game, going to be easier, but it's still going to give you that spatial puzzly challenge. Now the positives in this game, well, they're not accidental. Flatout Games has gone for a very deliberate and holistic design philosophy across all of the games in this series. If you like one, there's a very high chance you're going to like the others in the series. Simple as that. But it's got very close ties, of course, to Calico. As soon as you open up that Knitting Circle box and you look inside, you're going to recognize that color scheme. You're going to recognize the iconography. You're going to recognize that Beth Sobel artwork. And all of a sudden, you feel good. It's familiar to you. You can't wait to get in playing it. But one of the best decisions they made was this central mechanic of moving your cats around to be able to pick out your yarn. Well, you can now play this in Calico. It's in the rulebook. It seems so simple. Now all of a sudden just replacing these tiles with the Calico tiles, and it's a different way of being able to play Calico. Brilliant. Now the other positive is in the solo. I don't know if it's just because this game's simpler and it's easier, it's more relaxing and it plays quicker, but I just want to play this solo more than I want to play Calico. It's a really great way of doing it with a whole bunch of scenarios where you're trying to beat your own score. But the main thing you're really doing, besides getting all those different scenario elements and sort of ticking them off, I love the fact that it's such a low overhead in the solo design. You're just moving a cat around and they're going to steal some of your yarn. And it's going to get a little bit frustrating, but it's super simple and it just lets you get in there and just start playing. I love that in solo. Let's chat about the cons. And firstly, well, I'm a dog guy. I think we've got way too many cat games. So there's a con right there. Jack, what do you think? Too many cat games? Okay, so the serious cons, well, I think it's one of those things where because we only have up to 2 knitting needles, you can only ever have 2 garments going at any one time. And I almost felt like I was hamstrung on my decisions. I kind of wish I had a 3rd needle and I could grab more garments and be able to sort of slow time them, maybe over multiple rounds, build up those garments, because that's what knitters do. They do start multiple projects and then they pause and move on to another one. So that's pretty thematic right there. So I just felt a little bit tight in that regard. Next up, this wasn't a complaint for me, but I've heard others complain at lower play counts that there's less options to choose when you're trying to choose your yarn. Didn't really have a problem with that. To me, it felt balanced. you don't want it too easy. Like, it's always a balancing act as a designer. Do you want to make it easy for everyone, or do you want to have some tightness in there? Because, yeah, randomness is part of this game and you can't avoid that. I like to end up really talking about the vibes of how I felt, and more particular, that very first experience. Now, in this game, my partner actually backed this on Kickstarter, and it's one of the few games she's ever backed on Kickstarter, but again, that theme really gelled with her and she was really excited to get it. So when it turned up, we opened it up. The first thing was we were a little bit disappointed with the Kickstarter, and maybe it's just, I don't know, it's been so long since we backed it. I know, we just felt like it'd be a little bit less retailish, a little bit more extras coming from the Kickstarter. And again, I didn't back it, I didn't even look at the campaign, so maybe that was just me with some wrong assumptions there. But it'll be nice. Kickstarter would have been, these could have been like wooden tiles as opposed to little cardboard tiles. But all we got extra in the Kickstarter was a few extra gold cards, really, and that was it. So yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, but you know, again, it's not the Kickstarter's fault. The Kickstarter said what it was, I just didn't follow it and I had assumptions. So maybe I should stop with the assumptions. But let's go back to the vibes of the actual playing. So we open it up, we get it out. Now, because my partner backed this on Kickstarter, it's her game. So she learnt the rules and she taught us the rules. It was me and her and our eldest, and we sat down and it was thoroughly enjoyable. We really enjoyed that aspect. Now, those restrictions of going knit, pearl, they're good restrictions. Like, you feel like those challenges, those decisions have to be tight, and they certainly are. Now, the one thing I remember reading was people a bit disappointed with these cards just not being thematic. They're all just going down knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl. Would be nice maybe with long johns, you could have had knit, pearl down two sides and you could have broken off. I don't know how they would have done it, but I get, you know, why they sort of made it simpler. Because they're trying to open this game up to a wider audience. There's a family mode in the game, which means the designer specifically is thinking about the family while they're designing this. And that family mode strips out a lot of those, you know, I guess harder mechanics, gets rid of the gold cards, just makes things nice and simple. There's also no restrictions on the knit and pearl side. You can flip whatever you want, and it's a great thing for the kids. So I really love that. But they're opening this to a wider audience, and that's fine with me. I have no problems with that. Also, in other ones I saw people complaining about that rainbow sweaters are ugly sweaters. No, that's not what they're saying. Like, they're just saying, you've got a pattern. This is like it is in knitting. You've got a pattern. You've got to follow that pattern. If you don't follow that pattern, as a knitter, to you, that's an ugly, you know, ugly scarf, ugly beanie, whatever it is, because you didn't follow the pattern correctly. And I get it. If you don't follow the pattern correctly, it's an ugly piece of, you know, whatever. So to me, I don't care for the rainbow things coming up and you get the ugly cat award for it. To me, that's fine. You're not following the design element in whatever pattern they've given you, so be it. So there we go. I think that's really it on this game. For me, it's an introductory game where I just felt happy playing it, and I'm happy having Calico and Knitting Circle. They're very much different enough that I'll keep both of them. Calico is that harder game. Probably more experienced gamers would enjoy that, whereas Knitting Circle, definitely more beginner friendly. But me, as a gamer, I still very much enjoyed it. So the elements are there for just a wide range of people. So there we go. Knitting Circle. Love your thoughts in the comments there. Do you like this as a theme? I think it's great. Anyway, that's all I've got. I'm Hogs. This is the Baggers Project. Till next time, laters.